What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the channel. Spark of the Rebellion is done. And are we actually moving on to the next set with spoilers already? So yesterday, Shadows of the Galaxy, they spoiled a bunch of the cards from the starter decks. Moff Gideon and the Mandalorian are the two leaders, and I just wanted to quickly kind of go over the cards with you guys and get my first thoughts. And I think we'll start with leader Moff Gideon. So, I mean, it's super cool that, we're talking about set 2. I think it's a little bit early, but I get it. I mean, there's definitely a shortage of product for booster boxes. The pre-release kits are gone. Those things are gone. So I don't think we're going to see any more pre-release kits out there unless someone's selling them on the secondary market. I know my local stores, they ran out well over a week ago. So anyway, let's just dive right into this. We'll start with Moff Gideon. Action. Attack with a unit that costs 3 or less. If it's attacking a unit, it gets +1/+0 for this attack. So it's an action. It doesn't cost anything. I like it. His epic action, he deploys at 5 resources. When he comes out, he's a 3/6. He has Overwhelm, so any extra damage goes to the base. And each friendly unit that costs 3 or less gets +1/+0 and gains Overwhelm while attacking an enemy unit. So I think the way I read that, it kind of comes across that each unit gets +1/+0 no matter what, which is pretty cool. I think that's actually slightly better than, well, it's definitely better than Jyn Erso's. If hers are, when attacking an enemy unit, it gets -1/-0. So, and gaining Overwhelm when attacking an enemy unit. I mean, that's pretty freaking awesome. I think everyone's going to enjoy having Moff Gideon in the game. It'll be a fun leader to build decks around. I'm sure even the starter deck will be a lot of fun. I'm going to be keeping a starter deck from each set intact, sleeved, ready to play, so I can kind of, start playing them against each other and just kind of see how well each deck can do. Can Vader beat Moff, or is Moff just going to be set up so that he crushes Vader and Luke? So it'll be interesting just to see how that kind of all comes together. The next is the other leader, the Mandalorian. When you play an upgrade, you may exhaust this leader. If you do, exhaust an enemy unit with 4 or less remaining HP. That's pretty cool because that is a triggered ability. So you don't have to use an action in order to do that. So no matter what, whenever you play an upgrade, and it can happen more than once per turn. So if you're playing a couple of upgrades, you can do that a few times. His epic action is that when you control 6 or more resources, he deploys. And when he is deployed, he is a 4/7, which is pretty awesome. When you play an upgrade, you may exhaust an enemy unit with 6 or less remaining HP. And again, it's a triggered, so you do not have to do, it's not on attack or anything like that. So again, that's pretty freaking awesome. So that's the 2 leaders. Let's jump into definitely one of the coolest cards, I think, the Phase 3 Dark Trooper. The art on this is just incredible. It's a 3-cost, 3/3 Sentinel. When combat damage is dealt to this unit, give an experience token to this unit if it survives the damage. So it's got to survive the attack first, but if it does, then it gets a +1/+1, which that's pretty sweet. And you could buff this guy up and then actually use those buffs to kind of keep him alive longer, and he'll just keep getting bigger. So pretty awesome. And it's a command villainy, the Dark Trooper. Then we get our favorite little fella, Grogu, Baby Yoda, cunning, heroism, 2 cost, 0 power, 5 HP. He has the trait of Force, And his action is exhaust an enemy unit. So if you exhaust him, you can exhaust an enemy unit. And that is any enemy unit on the board. That can be a leader, that can be a devastator, a Vader, doesn't matter. And I mean, I guess you could always, if you're playing a red, you could keep fighting on him, and you could do it a couple times, possibly in a turn. So I think we'll have to watch Grogu quite closely, and I think there will be a lot of fun decks that can be put together that will utilize him. Then we have, let's go right into our favorite ship that's no longer around, the Razor Crest. So 4 cost, Vigilance, Heroism. It's a 3/4. It has Restore 2. When this unit attacks, heal 2 damage from your base. When played, you may return an upgrade from your discard pile to your hand. So you can see how this is just, it works well with the Mandalorian. So we're going to see this and the Mandalorian teamed up quite often. And I'm pretty sure the legendary card, which we'll go over soon, is also Vigilant Heroism. So they'll fit nicely together in a deck. But yeah, 4 cost, that seems like a solid card. Next, we have, well, I guess the big one is Gideon's Light Cruiser. So 8 cost, 7/8. It's an Imperial vehicle capital ship. Overwhelm when attacking an enemy base. Deal excess damage to the opponent's base. When played, if you control Moff Gideon as a leader or unit, play a villainy unit that costs 3 or less from your hand or discard pile for free. So these are the kind of cards that we look for, where you can, especially with when played abilities, so you get to do something, you get something from the card right away. It's not like, you're putting out a unit, it has to sit there, exhaust it until the next turn. So it gives, your opponent the possibility of dealing with it right away before it has a chance to do anything. So with an when played ability like that, and you're getting a 3 cost unit out of your hand or the discard pile, 8 cost is a lot, but getting that free card, makes it a little bit cheaper, right? So you're getting 11 resources for the cost of 8. I love it. It's a starter exclusive, so people will be buying the starter decks to break apart and build out different Moff Gideon and the Mandalorian decks, which you have to do anyway, but we're just going with what everyone will do. I'm going to keep one set together, and then I'll probably get like 1 or 2 more starters so I can break them up and build other decks. Okay, so this card here, it's Calculated Lethality. Holy, testing my English. Okay, it's a 4 cost Vigilant Villainy. It defeat a non-leader unit that costs 3 or less. For each upgrade that was on that unit, give an experience token to a friendly unit. So this is like the anti-Mandalorian card, basically. So he's wanting to put upgrades on things. This is taking them off and giving experience tokens back. So you kind of have that struggle where you're back and forth, right? That back and forth action. So they will take and get their +1s. You will then try to get them back and put them back on to, do your thing. So very cool card. Another starter exclusive. Where are we here? Okay. So then we have the Mandalorian's Rifle. 3 cost, and it gives you +3/+0. Attached to a friendly non-vehicle unit. When played, if attached unit is the Mandalorian, he captures an exhausted enemy non-leader unit. Put the captured card face down under him until he leaves play. So we were thinking that when this was spoiled yesterday, there was talk about it being able to take a number of units, because you can have 3 of these in your deck, and there will be 3 in the starter deck because it is a starter exclusive, and you could capture 3 different units, and because leaders never actually leave play, that they would stay captured for the whole game. But we have since got clarification that that's not how it will work, and there are some different set of rules for capturing units, so we'll have to wait until we see those to know exactly how it works. But we were told that that is not how it works, so those captured units will get released once the Mandalorian is defeated and goes back into the center. So that, while sounded awesome originally, is not quite as broken as we had anticipated. And then there is, so I mean, capture is going to be a new keyword that we have where you can capture units. And then there's bounty. So this here is a 0 cost cunning. It's wanted. Attached unit gains bounty. So ready 2 friendly resources when this unit is defeated or captured. Its opponent collects its bounty. So basically you're going to put bounties on, enemy units, I would imagine. And then when you defeat them or capture them, you will collect the bounty. So if you can time things out right, where you get to ready 2 friendly resources and you have that, critical card in your hand, you can play it right then. Pretty fun. Just adds another dynamic to the game. And I think this is how it will go, right? So each set, we're going to get some new keywords. We're going to get some different types of gameplay. And it will just add to the experience. And the game is already incredible. Like, it is so much fun. I have a blast. I don't want to say every time I play, because there are some times I play and it's just, you just bang your head against the wall. But I had to stop my recording there. My kids came in and they were yelling and screaming, so I'm not exactly sure where I left off. But new keywords, awesome. Game is awesome. It's going to continue to be awesome, and they're just going to keep adding to it each set. So pretty freaking incredible. Then the big reveal from yesterday, which, all of these other ones have been pretty awesome, but this was like, I am going to buy as many booster boxes as necessary so that I can get this card 3 times, is the Mandalorian. I kind of find it funny that they didn't call him by Din Djarin, but in anywhere. You don't see it anywhere in any text, but maybe there's a card Din Djarin or something like that. Anyway, this is a 6 cost vigilant heroism. He's a 5/6 sentinel, and when played, you may heal all damage from a unit that costs 2 or less and give 2 shield tokens to it. Guardian of the Wills, Grogu, Steadfast Battalion, no, not Steadfast Battalion, Battlefield Marine. So, obviously you got to be playing the right colors, but you get what I'm saying. Like, 2 shield tokens, heal all damage, and it's not dictated as to whether or not they're already upgraded with whatever. If something has like a Guardian of the Wills, if it has a lightsaber on it, or an electro staff, or a new weapon that comes out in this new set, it's all about what they cost. So as long as the unit costs 2 or less, you can heal all damage and give 2 shield tokens to it. This is a legendary. It's the first legendary card. The art is incredible. The little saying is, wherever I go, he goes, which is, if you've watched The Mandalorian, you know. If you know, you know, right? So, amazing. Like, when I saw this, I was pretty freaking excited. And I think that's it. I think that was all the cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, and then they're introducing a new shield token. So new art on the shield token, which is pretty freaking awesome. I saw someone, they kind of thought that might have been Jango Fett, but I think it's just the blue onto the shiny Mandalorian armor, making it look like it might be him. And then the experience token, which is the Mandalorian just picking up the Beskar spear out of the ashes of the Razor Crest. Razor Crest? Holy cow. It's been a long day, so I'm tired. Anyway, that is all. That's where I'm going to wrap it up. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We're kind of shifting things. As you can see, I'm on here. This is my first video where I'm kind of putting myself out there a little bit more. We are starting gameplay videos and deck building, deck tech type videos here very, very soon. We're just kind of working out the kinks of our setup, but we have some really fun things. Like, I'm constructing a gaming table and it is going to be top notch. I'm promising the best gameplay viewing, bar none. There will be no one out there doing what I'm doing with this. So you can take that to the bank. Anyway, I'm going to leave it here. We will catch you guys on the next one.